hello, and welcome. This is going to be something that is really close to my heart. And the subject I'm going to be speaking of today is an invitation to you. And it is called We Are the Ones. And it is something that has been developing over these last couple of years as an acknowledgement to you, to us, to all of us together, as we can feel this rise of a new dawn, this new development of the sacred feminine, of us stepping into our power. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm super excited to get into this with you. And what we're going to get into here, I shared in a post and also shared in my newsletter, and I want to dive deep into this because this is going to be something that will lead the way, and it will lead the wave of what we are becoming, what we are creating, and what we're doing in daily life. And it has been something in me and that I have been feeling for a long time. And it's been kind of simmering. And I'm sure the reason why I'm bringing this to all of us is because I'm sure that you have been feeling this as well. It is a call. It's a pull forward. It is a stepping up. It is like, hello. We're all here. We're all meeting together at this time, this space. We made these soul agreements to come here at this time. And it is super powerful to find our soul sisters, to find our community, and then begin to co-create this new life, this new dawn, this new creation in the sacred feminine together. So I'll pause here for a second again because I see that Jen is on. So, happy. So good that you're here. Connect. Yes, we are the ones. So, and Teresa, I'll bring up yours for a second too. Hello, my beautiful friends. Hello, my co-creators. So, what we are talking about here is the idea that we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones that are hearing that call, and we are stepping it up, and we're saying, okay, we can recognize that it's time. There have been times of luxury where we had so much space and spaciousness, and now we can kind of feel where everything is starting in this quickening, where everything is coming together. And it is exciting because as the world is seemingly crumbling around us, we can also at the same time feel, I know I personally can, this really loud calling and this beautiful path, and that is also opening at the same time for all of us who are ready to step it up and to elevate the spaces. And I'll pause here again for just a second because I see two of you are on. So hi, let me know who this Facebook user here is. So hi, and hi Bliss, so good to see you. And yeah, let me know. Okay, let me see here. There we go. Okay, I will go ahead and continue, but it's so good to be here with friends. Hello and welcome to the space together. Glad you found this live, and so glad that we are all co-creating this together, because in the end, this is really what it's all about. This is about the call of our feminine lineage, about us inviting us back to ourselves. I know for me, it's been a long time coming. I can still feel, and I remember moments of Lemuria. I remember moments of where we had these beautiful connections, where we were just simply in the space with divinity, where there was no separation, and where our feminine lineage and what we were carrying forward was in divinity, and it was all sacred, and there was no trepidation about it. There was no question. And somehow over the eons, it has gotten lost. And I know it has been for, I want to say about 8,000 years here on this planet, where we have forgotten. We have forgotten our full divinity. We've forgotten how to be in community. We've forgotten how to be in our full feminine power and full energy. And this is now this quickening of time where we're returning to this. And so I'd love for a moment to hear from you. I'd love for you to connect in here and let me know if this resonates with you. What is this call for you that is calling you forward at this time? When I say the words, we are the ones, where do hesitations maybe come up for you? Where do doubts or questions come up? And where is there the strong conviction of, yeah, it's about time. And yes, we are doing this. And I am hearing this call. And what is the call for you? I'd love to, like I said, touch base with you. So I'll give you a moment here as I continue speaking to this, because the way that I see it is that we are these visionaries, and we are the creators, we are the guides, we are the healers, and we are the ones who are leading this new dawn. And it is a dawn of new consciousness rising, when there is this seeming chaos. And yet there is that steadfast vision that we have of beauty and of connection and of co-creation together. And I know that we can all recognize that within ourselves as we are still in this beginning stage of this new dawn. It almost feels like an invitation in through the sacred feminine. It kind of feels like that acknowledgement of almost like initiations of moving into the depth of who we can become when we are fully embodied within the sacred feminine, when we're no longer shying away, when we're no longer being held back by any old programs that we have been programmed, and even so, more so, the unfamiliar that we don't even know yet. Because this is, I feel like, to me, really the biggest part of it is that we just don't even know, because we've never experienced this here, maybe ever, maybe not even in Lemuria. And it's really this newness of what can this become, and how great can it be when we just fully fall into this and we allow it. I know if you remember where I spoke before about the idea of surrender, and this is much more than the surrendering, because it is really just such a deep path of trust, I feel like, where we just know we have a vision, we can kind of feel it. And even though that vision might still be unclear, because it's almost like each of us uniquely, we're kind of being led step by step into this, and it feels like stepping forward in this unfamiliar terrain, where we know that there is this formward movement and almost like a magnetic pull toward it. And we know that our souls, ahead of time, as we came in here, made these agreements. We all made these agreements together. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here together here now. It's almost like, yes, this is coming, and these things might happen. They may or they may not. We don't know. But what is for sure is that we all said, yes, we're ready for this call, and we're coming in. And this time around, there won't be any wasting of lifetime, because we're going to be able to fulfill what we came here for. And I do know this to my core, and that's why we're all finding each other at this time, and that's why we are together elevating the space, and that's why there is no giving up in this. That's not even a thought. It's more just, how do we navigate through this terrain? And I feel like what is guiding me and guiding you into this space is exactly the same energy. And it is that beautiful opening of invitation to all of us. And I know that in that unknown, that's where that beauty of it lies. And I know that in that unknown, it will all be revealed. Exactly right time, right place, and in divine timing. And that's what I love about it so much, because we are discovering these new opportunities. We are discovering what might be in there that hasn't been familiar yet. I know, like, when we're thinking of times where there has only been so much known, and our eyes have never seen these things before, and our mind has never conceptualized some of these things. But yet, within moving from the 3D into the much higher dimensions, into much higher realms, and into this multidimensionality of possibilities, that's where we open more and more space for ourselves. And it is that genesis, it is that moment where we are that central point from which it all comes and from which it all originates, from which it all moves in that beautiful vision of connection and co-creation together. And what I feel like is also so important in this is because so many times we had been trained to look to someone, to look to the gurus, to look to the priests and the priestesses. And it has had its relevance, and some of it still might. But at the same time, this is now where we find it all within ourselves, within our own calling, and we find it within our own guidance. And we are only supporting and leading each other. But there is no more hierarchy, and there certainly are no more gurus to look to follow when it comes to our own self-development. There is maybe every now and then to check in, and to know, and this is all of the nuances, these are all of the nuances within the possibilities, but at the same time, again, these are completely new concepts that we're moving into. And I'll go ahead and pause here for a moment and check in with you to see what you all wrote here. Yes, exactly right. I want to embrace the fullness, want to expand my highest being. Why not? Yes, I'm here anyway. That's exactly right. Yes, stepping into aligned action. Exactly. So agree with that. Oh, beautiful. Yes, what you're saying here, Chen, that is exactly the relevance of all of it. Because that call is one of such a beautiful embrace, I feel. It is such a beautiful invitation. It is that wish that our soul has come in for and has guided us for. And that's why it feels so, so exciting and exhilarating for us. And that's why there is no stopping it. That's why it's almost like, hey, okay, let's go. We're doing it. You know, we worked through all of this stuff. We've worked through all of the things that have been holding us back, and we continue to up level and continue to grow. And at the same time, it's like, okay, you know, let's do it. And then we have to allow that space for divine timing to unfold, because everything always in its right place, right time. And this morning, as I was tuning into my episode for my inner sanctum, as I do every weekday morning, the message that came through, which you can also see on my social media, was know that all you desire is already held for you, ready to explore in this beautiful dance of co-creation with divinity. And this speaks to that idea that we already came here to be the ones. And we already know that in that beautiful quiet, in that tenderness of the invitation, and in that beautiful guidance of our soul, and of all of the connections to our guides, to our angels, to the higher frequency, to source energy, and that divine grace, that everything is already there. So for me personally, this message this morning was such a beautiful reminder to always allow and simply be in that energy, always of the sacred feminine, where there is no required action. It is simply one movement forward at a time, more opening of our heart space, more opening of our soul space, and breaking down the limitations, breaking down the restrictions and the borders that we have placed on ourselves and that have been placed on ourselves. And for us to move through this and open the space for each other is the beginning. That opening of saying, I'm ready to do this, I'm here to show up. Just like all of you beautiful ladies are here with me, showing up together with me. Because if there is something that I know for sure in this Aquarian age, is that, first of all, we're not alone. We don't have to struggle by ourselves anymore as we have been in previous lifetimes. And we have gone through all these trials and tribulations. So at this dawn of time, we can come together in this Aquarian age now, in this invitation from spirit, from divine grace, from the sacred feminine, to say, okay, simply let yourself be held. Surrender to this moment and let it all be invited in. Let yourself be invited into the space together. And as long as we stick together and we are creating from the space of our heart and especially from our soul center, we are soul guided and we're supported. And what is also important here before I close this live for today, and then we're going to do the activation this coming Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. What is important to is to remember that the path of self-actualization is not a luxury. Taking care of yourself is not a luxury, but a necessity, especially during these times right now, to remember that every moment that you take for yourself, a couple minutes of deep breathing, a couple of moments of tuning into something specific, of meditation, of being out in the sun. This morning on the Inner Sanctum, by the way, I gave a little meditation that you can do for yourself, a little ritual. And there are so many possibilities where we can connect with divinity on a daily basis, and more so connect with our own soul and connect with our own higher selves. And so remembering how important it is for you to hold that space for yourself, so you have the capacity to hold the space for others. This is always where it's at, because you are amazing. You are a leader, no matter if it is for your family, or if it is for one or two people, or if it is for big community or many. You are the one through your soul path that is leading this new age, this new time, this new era that is emerging. So remember to stay focused on this. Remember to hold that space, and remember how important you are to the process. So with this, once again, I want to acknowledge you and us together, and I see you, and you're doing amazing things. So stay with it. Remember that this is our own rite of passage that we're giving ourselves, and we're definitely going to dive deep into that rite of passage. We're going to create such a beautiful opening for that space of us being the ones on Thursday, and I can't wait. So this was a prelude, an invitation, and the concepts of what we are up to with this. And I feel that this is going to be the way forward that I'm going to speak of so much more about. I'm also in the middle of creating a blog post finally again, which I have not done in a long time. And I'm super excited about all of it. I'm super excited to do this together with all of you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for hearing that soul call together with me, because what we're creating together is profound and amazing, and I can feel it and I know it. And I'm so honored to be in this space with you. Also remember that this coming Thursday's Facebook Live will be the last one for the summer before I'll take 2 months off, and then I'll be back. We'll see how we're going to do the lives moving forward. But for now, I want to just relish this moment. I want to just, acknowledge that we have done a beautiful journey together so far. And I'm super, super excited to continue on this journey in all the spaces that I invite you into, all the spaces that are here for you, and that we are here together. So I wish you just the most beautiful day, the most beautiful blessings with this, and beautiful openings and path. And remember, you are the one that we have been calling in together. And namaste. Oh, beautiful ladies. Oh, I love you, my friends. You are just awesome. Oh, you are so welcome. Oh. So with this, namaste. Love you, ladies. Mwah. You've got this. You're amazing. Bye. Thank you, everyone.